present. Royal Week Radio chats with ring announcer and commentator Joseph Heron.
Of course, I had to start the show with a picture of my man, Zhilei Zhang. Hats off to you, my brother. You came through with flying colors. And guys, once again, if you're interested in how I'm betting this fight, well, I'll disclose that later on this episode. I think I've been very clear. I think I let the cat out of the bag on Facebook today. I also let the cat out of the bag on my brother Ryan Boxing Gems channel yesterday. Had a lot of fun talking about the Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis super fight. Yes, indeed, I said that. But guys, let me just I've got something for you guys. Now, once again, you can't make this stuff up, guys. I just put on, once again, I stated earlier today on Twitter, and it's pretty funny. I said, you know what? For a fight that doesn't mean anything, boy, Davis versus Garcia sure does feel like something. And guys, Vegas is buzzing right now with the amount of mainstream media outlets that are covering this event. Guys, you may not like it, you may hate it, but you better learn to love it. This is indeed, in every sense, a super fight, right? Don't worry about a trinket. We're going to get into that in a little bit. And I got a response. This is so cool. Yeah, man, Tank versus Ryan fans really want this fight to mean something, but to real fans of the sport, it don't mean shit. The real fans, I tell you what, real boxing fan, then, I got something for you, brother. Tomorrow, opening, Friday, and it's going to be playing all this weekend. Chevalier, the new movie, just came out. Also, Evil Dead Rise is playing at a theater near you. Also, Guy Ritchie's The Covenant with Jake Gyllenhaal. Want to see that? Also, Mafia Mama with Toni Collette. Hey, also Renfield with Nicolas Cage. If you want to see him play Dracula, that's also playing in a theater near you. But you know what? The way you're talking, I guess Super Mario Brothers movie is more your speed, huh? Or if you want to see the story of how Air Jordans were introduced into the market, Air is still in theaters. But guys, I tell you what, I don't want to see you streaming anything. I don't want to see you illegally streaming this event if it doesn't mean anything. Stay away, okay? All of you guys who are crappy defecating on this event, all of you promotional cheerleaders that were hoping for the demise of Showtime Sports and PBC. Guys, I don't want to see you anywhere near this event. And I don't want to ever hear you guys call yourselves real boxing fans. Oh, once again, I'm going to read this response to my tweet one more time. Tank and Ryan fans really want this fight to mean something. But to real fans of the sport of boxing, it don't mean shit. Now, once again, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys, everyone listening to this program, you guys are real boxing fans, right? So what do you guys think? Right? What do you guys think? Disclose how you feel. Are you looking forward to this? Are you guys looking forward to this event? Because I tell you what, guys, if you're a real boxing fan, this is a great event. Even if you don't have a dog in the hunt, even if you aren't rooting for or aren't betting on it, even if you're not rooting for Ryan Garcia or Tank Davis, guys, when is the last time, and I'll tell you the significance of this event, when is the last time you've seen two Americans in a main event that's getting all of this noise, and it's actually a real boxing event? Two elite level fighters Now, that's where you get it. That's where oh man, these guys aren't elite. They don't have a title. Okay. Once again, I'm going to quote Emmanuel Stewart, who told me this a long time ago. He said, because I brought up that argument for him, and he goes, look, Joseph, trinkets, resumes, and records are for fans, boxing writers, and network executives that really don't understand what they're looking at in the ring just yet. They really haven't caught on, and they really don't know what they're looking at. And he turned to me and he said, now, let me ask you something. Do you really need a sanctioning organization to tell you what fights are good and what aren't? Do you really need them to tell you who the best fighters in any one division are? And guess what? He was right. So I'm asking you, if you really don't think this fight means a damn thing, okay, because it doesn't have a major title around it, right? Well, let me point you at Rolly Romero versus Ismael Barroso. That's for a major world title. Hey, gravitate towards that. Pull out your pom-poms for that. That's for a major world title at 140. Woo! Are you interested in that? Guys, if we have time, we're going to get into that a little bit later. I'm only going to be on for about an hour, guys. So before we move forward, guys, I'm going to have a lot of fun. And once again, excuse me, we're going to go over the entire press conference and all the great sound bites. And we're going to talk about, and we're going to quote, well, all the major quotes of from everyone involved, including my man, Dave Morrell Jr., a.k.a. Razor Ramon. Look, man, I'm a political refugee from Cuba, man. Dude, didn't he sound just like Scarface? Wasn't that beautiful? Let me tell you, I'm a Gucci. I'm going to knock you out, man. You're next in line, man. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. You know what? Credit to Osvaldo Morrell and his team. Ronnie Shields, Luis de Cubas Jr., for actually working on his English. He did a great job. But guys, let's go to our dear friends in the chat. My brother G Funky, boy, he's got an interview after this show, and we'll try to cut off before the top of the hour, guys. So we can go ahead and listen to G Funky. I think he's got Oscar De La Hoya's brother. Is it Joel De La Hoya? Is that it? Yeah, I think he's got Oscar De La Hoya's brother. He's going to be doing an interview with him at the top of the hour. So, guys, go subscribe. Go check out G Funky as soon as it's finished, guys. Thank you. Also want to give a shout-out to my brother Jesus M. Saludos to you, brother. And my brother Low Clarity. Like the music. Thank you, man. I was forced to change it because of copyright infringement from YouTube. So you have them to thank. Thank you, my friend, for tuning in, though. I appreciate it, brother. Jesus M says, oh, it's all promotion. Tank only takes fights that he wins. Well, we'll see, brother. We'll see. Now, keep in mind, when this fight was made, he wasn't under the thumb of Floyd Mayweather Jr. Guys, a lot. And when you look at the odds, boy, they're shrinking. Ryan right now is a very live 2-to-1 betting favorite. Now, obviously, that's a result of all of the money that's coming in, right? And being placed on Ryan Garcia. Now, once again, make no mistake about this, the gamblers and the bettors, they determine how the line moves, right? The handicappers just create the odds, and then the bettors determine if they shrink or widen. And obviously, that means a ton of money has been coming in for Ryan Garcia. Is it wise? Well, we'll go into that a little bit later, brother. And Jesus M has a very good question. He said, Joe, how much money will both get approximately? Now, once again, that all is contingent on, well, once again, it's going to be, they're getting the great majority. Like most of the time, guys, the site fee or the gate pays for exclusively the entire prelim. But in this case, guys, this is going to be an historic gate, one of the biggest that Vegas has ever seen. And so the two headliners are getting huge gates, which is why, well, you're getting this kind of undercard, showcase fights. Fights that really, now, once again, I hope Showtime, PBC, and DAZN, I hope they have plenty of filler material, because these are going to be very, very quick fights. I'd be very shocked if any of these first three fights gets past the 6th round. And I'm being serious. Now, once again, most people have been neglecting this undercard, and we're going to talk all about all of them, right? On this special edition of War Week Radio. And no clarity, you were there, brother. Says, I heard it on BG. Right, 0 belts. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, brother. For the very thin 136-pound division, I don't remember there being a major world title for the victor. Once again, guys, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to say this once again, just like Emmanuel, quoting Emmanuel. Does anyone on this panel, in this chat, does anyone listening to this show, do they really need the WBC, the WBA, the WBO, or the IBF? Do they really need these guys to tell you who the best fighters are in any one division? Guys, 2 years ago, when both of these fighters, Tank Davis as well as Ryan Garcia, were considered, now I hated this back then and I hate it now, but when they were being touted as two of the new 4 kings, was anyone calling this matchup a terrible fight back then, a meaningless fight back then? Guys, obviously, this matchup has consequence. Think about if one fighter, I'm not going to say that it's going to end up like this, but if either fighter, if either man knocks out their opponent in dramatic style, how big is his market value going to be? With all eyes on him, huge mainstream and casual audience. How high is his stock going to rise? Is he going to rival Canelo Alvarez as being the biggest ticket seller in North America? Because I can tell you this, Canelo versus Ryder, do you really think it's going to outsell or have a bigger gate than Tank versus Ryan? The meaningless Tank versus Ryan. Think about these things, guys. Also, my brother is W.A.W. Good evening, Mr. Heron, Chief Funky, and the entire chat. Huge weekend of boxing on tap. I'm locked in and buckled up. You are a genuine great fan of boxing. Like, do you and it's just funny. I just laugh at some of those channels who have been hoping for, they've been praying for the demise of Showtime Sports and PBC, right? That jackass that calls himself Ring IQ. And yes, I'm going to speak negatively about another channel. Dude, it's all cheerleader bullshit. Oh, well, hey, guys, it's my pleasure to welcome to the show. How many STDs? How you doing, brother? How many STDs do I have?
You have no right to scream at me.
I will fucking talk to you any goddamn way I want.
Okay,
Really?
who's this?
Yes, I fucking will.
All right, you're gone, brother. Have a nice night. Who the hell was that jackass? Ching Ow. How many STDs do you have? Shoot. I tell you what, man, I need a better screening process than that. That's just terrible. Well, I will say this. When I go back and edit the show, yeah, you're not going to see that idiot ever again. Thank you very much. Little Clarity says, they have slammed those Renfield ads nonstop on ESPN Plus. Yeah, they did. I've already seen the movie. It's actually, it's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. And with a runtime of only an hour and 45 minutes, guys, if you're a fan of Nicolas Cage, go see it in the theater. His performance alone makes the entire movie. It's really funny at times. But I will say this, I'm about sick and tired of seeing Awkwafina in my movies. Damn it. She plays the same damn character every single time. Quit casting her in some of these roles. She is quickly becoming, in my mind, the movie killer. And that's what I'm going to say. Low Clarity also states, I think Tank is a great fighter, and I'm interested in it, as you should be, my friend. Now, once again, excuse me, when you saw them stand side by side, right in front of each other, still exchanging barbs, right? Still exchanging verbal stabs. I loved every second of it. And guys, whether you like it or not, this press conference, admit it, guys, this final press conference, by far, one of the most entertaining pressers that we've seen in quite some time. Most of the time, I'm falling asleep. I'm like, okay, I can usually anticipate what this guy's going to say. I'm like, you know what? Most of these fighters, when they go to these press conferences, they need personality transplants. In fact, I'm actually using the verbiage of Don King. Don King actually told me, I said, you know what? If you could change one thing about the boxing business and about these fighters, what would it be? And he goes, you know what? I'll be honest, I'm tired at the end of the day. If I had to change anything, I'd give these fighters personality transplants so I wouldn't have to work so damn hard. Don told me that a long time ago. I think it was for Chris Arreola and Paul Williams in Corpus Christi, the one where he got canceled because he made a racial slur in Corpus, actually complimenting Steven Espinoza. And the Real Merc TV, thank you for joining the show, sir. And he's got the beat. All the times people complain about fights we're not getting or subpar fights, they still want to stream a great fight we all wanted. And you know what? Honestly, you can always point out, and this is a tell, right? If you're playing poker, this is their tell. You can always tell the assholes who stream these things illegally, because they'll be the first ones that shit on it. They'll be the first ones to say, oh, man, that was a terrible fight. Yeah, that was a terrible pay-per-view. I'm glad I didn't. Well, yeah, because if you purchase something, you want to like it. No one wants to feel ripped off. You'll look for reasons. You'll view this event as in a half glass full mentality. No one wants to feel ripped off if they've invested their hard-earned money. But the guys, the idiots who consistently stream this shit illegally, yeah. Oh, man, that was a garbage event. That was shit. Yeah, okay. Shut your damn mouth. Like, they don't understand. They obviously have never owned a business, or they've never worked in this business before. Because obviously it affects it. And these are the same assholes who consistently claim that the best don't fight the best. Well, you know why, Junior? Because no one's buying these pay-per-views. Like, you have to understand that if you don't financially support the product, it's going to affect the amount of fights and which ones get made. Do you really think promoters and fighters are going to want to stick their neck out and invest a ton of money promoting an event that's not going to be purchased? Guys, think about it. Everything has a consequence. If you don't purchase these events, guess what? That's why you haven't seen Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford yet, is because of the amount of money. and because of piracy. Guys, piracy affects everything. That's it. Piracy affects everything. Luke Larry says, on the fence about watching live. I'm sorry. Why, brother? You nervous? You nervous that someone's gonna get knocked out? No, I'm being serious, because honestly, if I have a dog in the hunt, if I've got money on it, yeah, I get a little nervous. It's like having a horse at the Kentucky Derby if you put some money on one of these fighters, right? Guys, I've got a strategy for you. Once again, my strategy is when you look at the odds, right? Let me pull up the odds, see if there have been any updates regarding this, okay? Let's do, okay. Guys, we're only going to be on for another like 30 minutes or so. But yeah, we still have a lot of ground to cover, so I'll try to move this along. When you look at odds, and once again, I always consult the book at the MGM Grand, right? The MGM, BetMGM out of Vegas, right? It looks like they're holding still. Gervonta Davis is a minus 250 or the 2.5 to 1 betting favorite. And Ryan Garcia is a very live plus 220, right? So I like, guys, Ryan Garcia in a straight up victory at a plus 220. I also like Gervonta Davis in the round group betting. Once again, guys, that's where you're going to see your most advantageous profits, potentially. Go to the round group betting. I like Gervonta Davis by way of knockout in a round group bet from 9 through 12. Keep in mind, guys, the ideology behind this, the logic behind this is Gervonta Davis, traditionally a very slow starter, in which he's very responsible defensively, and he likes a la Terrence Crawford, and I hate this term, but I'm going to use it anyway. He likes to download the data. So he usually doesn't get the engine running until midway through the fight. Okay? And then he finds his distance in the back half of the fight. So with that said, I'm straddling the straight up Ryan Garcia victory by the Gervonta Davis round group betting, 9 through 12 knockout. That yields, guys, a plus 600. That means if you bet $1,000 on that, you win 6 large. If you bet 100, you win $600. And I like all of that. Oh boy, here it comes. Straddled with a draw at plus 1,600. Keep in mind, guys, I'm not the only one who feels this way. Because if you notice, the odds usually for a draw are usually hovering around 2,200 to 2,500. Plus, for some strange reason, not strange, not so strange, and I'm going to explain why. The odds for a draw are plus 1,600. I like it. Put at least 100 rock on that, brother. It yields $1,600. Even if you, put $50, that still yields $800 if it scores a draw. And I'll tell you why. Because once again, Tank Davis is a very defensively responsible fighter, very slow starter, in which he usually doesn't find his range, especially against a much taller, rangier opponent until the back half of the fight. That means Ryan is going to rack up a lot. In fact, the majority of the rounds in the first half of the fight. Don't be shocked if he's up 4-2 or 5-1 going into the back half of the fight. And because both of these fighters respect each other's power, guys, don't be shocked if this results in a majority or split draw after 12 rounds. Keep in mind, guys, very seldom at the elite level do fights end in a knockout? Guys, I like the draw. So that's the way I'm going to bet. Once again, straight up Ryan Garcia victory. That yields a plus 220. Then hedged with a Gervonta Davis round group bet of knockout between 9 and 12, yielding a plus 600. Then topped off with another bet, maybe a more meager bet if you're not feeling it, of a plus 1,600 draw. That's the way I'm betting, guys. Anyway, leave your comments in the comments section. Let me know what you think about my strategy. But guys, trust me, yeah, some long green going on that bet, brother, on this fight Saturday night. Guys, I want to give a shout out to my honey, the lovely and talented Miss Margie Garcia. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Love you so much. And let's see. Whoa. Jesus M says, oh, dude, $90, way too much. I can understand that. I can totally understand that. But when you think about, do you have a wife? Are you married? Do you have a girlfriend? If you do, well, then you know $90 isn't way too much. Brother, taking a woman out in a night on the town, dude, within the first hour, you spend a C-note. At dinner, you spend a C-note. Shit, even if it's movie night, with the popcorn, with the candy, with the concession, with the price of a ticket on a Friday or Saturday night, dude, you're almost there. You might as well throw down and support your beloved boxing, your favorite pastime, for that much money, right? I mean, hell, even a super value meal at McDonald's is now approaching $20, guys. So I don't know if it's way too much. Anyway, there is. Issy says, I don't have a dog in the fight or any fight, but what I do is cheer for boxing, the sport that has brought my family together for 3 generations. Yes, sir. And I tell you what, that's one of the many reasons why I have that affinity for my beloved boxing as well. My dad brings up great memories of the great Gary Robert Heron. God rest your soul, Dad. And yeah, he taught me everything about the sport. I loved talking to him about the sport, watching the fights with him, listening to him talk about what to look for, what not to look for. In fact, let me share a story with you guys. And once again, as most of you know, my brother, Coach Ronnie Shields, right? He's got a fighter competing this weekend, right? He's got a fighter competing this weekend, Dave Morrell Jr., as well as Floyd Schofield in the prelims, guys. Check that out. That's going to be free on YouTube. This one, my dad was not doing well, right? He was kind of in a gurney, and he had been diagnosed with cancer. And we were watching... I think on Showtime, it was an early fight. It was Erislandy Lara temporarily moving up to 160 to fight Ronald Hearns, the son of the Hitman, Tommy Hearns, right? And boy, Erislandy Lara put him on his ass and made light work of him. First round knockout, straight left hand down the middle, cracked him good, couldn't get up. And I remember I was torn, right? Because I love Ronnie. He's one of my best friends in this business. But Andy Lee was in his corner. And he's a Manuel's guy, right? And, but I said, hey, Dad, check this out. I want you to hear something. And at this time, I was writing for Fight Saga, right? I just started writing for Fight Saga. And I said, Dad, you want to hear some interactive TV? And he had just finished seeing Ronnie Shields in his corner. Now, after they had gone back, I call Ronnie up. I put him on speakerphone. I said, "Hey, Ronnie." And he goes, "Joseph, how did you like that performance?" I said, "Just like you wrote it up in the gym, huh? Straight left hand?" He goes, "Absolutely." And I said, "Well, what's next for Ayers Landing?" And I asked him those questions and for an article, for a write-up I was doing. And I said, "Hey, my dad's under the weather. He's not feeling well. And he's been watching your entire career. He even remembers when you used to fight." And I said, "He's listening right now. And I have you on speaker. It's Gary, my boss." And he goes, "Hey, Gary, how did you like that performance?" And my dad was just tickled. And he goes, "Oh, Ronnie, that was great. I've been a big fan of yours since you were fighting. And, well, you're a great trainer. I was looking forward to seeing you fighters in the ring." And he goes, "Thanks, Gary. I appreciate it." And he goes, "You know what? Your son and I have become really good friends. And yeah, just wanted you to know that he's a great guy. And so thanks for being my fan, and thanks for teaching him the sport of boxing." That's a true story, guys. And when I signed off on the phone, I looked over at my dad, and he has his face like, what just happened? He couldn't believe it. That I actually had on speed dial Ronnie Shields. He's my brother. And he was so tickled to be able to talk to Ronnie. And that was several months before he passed away. True story, guys. Miss you, Pops. Forgive me if you get emotional, guys. I told myself I wasn't going to have shots or the show, but here we are. Here's you, Dad. Moving on, guys. The absolute story, guys. Oh, anyway, let me give a shout out to my brother. She's absolutely there. And we're radio network community. Yes, guys. And I take great pride in having the greatest fans of the sport tune in to our love show. I'm very proud of that. You guys are among the most intelligent and most ardent, passionate fight fans in the entire world. And I boast that quite often, guys. Right? Also, I want to give a shout out to Isaac Ramirez. Thank you for joining the show, sir. God bless you, brother. Let's see. I also want to thank Isaac for tuning in to this Ramirez Warwick show. If anyone wants to watch better title matches this weekend, check out Rock versus Cordina on the Zone. Well, you think that's going to be a better title match. But look, guys, I'm sorry. I can guarantee you that Hank Davis versus Ryan Garcia is going to be much more competitive. Guys, in fact, if you want to go bet on that, Cordina being the title challenger is only sitting at a minus 220. Guys, rock him off. He's a good fighter. He's durable. He's nothing special. Doesn't have much practice shot. Doesn't have great speed. Doesn't have great athleticism. Guys, Cordina. And when you're thinking about the judges inside out down to the score in this fight, Cordina, Joe Cordina will be landing the more eye-catching shots according to the judges ringside. So even if he doesn't stop the customarily durable Southside Rock, he's going to win by a landslide. Guys, this is a lock. This is a lock. In fact, I'd be willing to bet at this time. Unanimous decision victory. See if I get more favorable odds. Once again, you have to be specific. Decision victory. Unanimous decision victory. See what that yields. Because the guys, it's not really going to be that competitive. Take it to the bank. Right? And there it is. There it is. And not. Yeah, there knockout stipulations. Maybe not. In my opinion, it's still going to be very competitive. In fact, probably going to be more competitive with Ryan melting down at 136. Guys, make no mistake about it. Don't listen to naysayers. With Ryan's speed, with Ryan's power, guys, his athletic gifts make him a very special fighter. Yes, he's fundamentally flawed. Once again, this is the product of Golden Promotion not doing a very good job, well, nurturing his career through the 4, 6, and 8 round stages, right? That's what happens. So when you get a lot of first, second round knockouts, and Edgar Berlanga can tell you this, and you get these easy touches, well, you develop a lot of bad habits. One could argue that Ryan Garcia was a much more fundamentally sound fighter in the amateurs with over 200 amateur fights. But that's what happens, guys, when you do not actually test your young prospect at the 4, 6, and 8 round stages, right? And want to give a shout out to my brother, to Matador, West Side. I see it the same way. Let's give a shout out to West Side. Ryan by KO. That would be shocking. I would be very surprised, but keep in mind, guys, that's not beyond the realm of possibility. Ryan's speed and power separates him from the pack. He's a special fighter. Anyone who's oblivious to that, they don't know what they're looking at in the ring, guys. They don't. Okay? Either that or they don't want to admit it to themselves. Okay? That's the God's honest truth. Now, once again, these same writers who were labeling Tank and Ryan as 2 of the new 4 kings at lightweight. That bullshit. Okay, these same writers are shitting on this event. Oh, this is not a super fight. You can't classify this as a super fight. Really? I'm sorry, was Jermell Charlo versus I can't even remember his name any longer. Gentleman from South America, Brian Castano. Was that a super fight? Because it was for undisputed. Was that a super fight? What constitutes a super fight? Guys, I'll tell you exactly what it does. The real bosses of boxing, the fans, the ticket sellers, the guys who are going to purchase this pay-per-view, the media outlets, they determine what is and what isn't a super fight. Guys, look at the fan reaction. Look at the fanfare. Look at the media outlets today. Look at them at the grand arrival at the MGM Grand. Guys, look at the coverage of this. When is the last time you've seen a fight with this much coverage? Guys, and once again, everyone has stated that's involved in this event, and the guys that I've talked to, they insist that this so far, the gate, ticket purchases, the media outlets, the attention that it's getting has far exceeded everyone's expectation. Guys, sorry to disappoint you. This is a super fight. Want to thank some rando for tuning in. King Rye. You know what? That seems to be catching, especially after today's press conference. Guys, we're going to go to the press conference. Once again, Tank Davis. He said, you know what? That boy's delusional. That boy's delusional. You know what? He's going to feel me for sure. He's going to feel me. You know what? I'm that guy. I didn't get all this way here for nothing. I put the work in, got them guys out of here. He's going to see it. You know what, man? And he started getting pissed off. You could ostensibly see that he was getting pissed off at Ryan and Oscar. Man, I touch that jaw, I'm telling you, you're going to sleep. This is Tank Davis now. I promise you, I'll probably break your jaw. Facts. Don't even bring your mother or daughter. Don't bring them. I'm telling you, I'm going to break your jaw. Wow. That's Tank Davis. One thing I loved about this stuff is Tank Davis once again starts getting pissed when Ryan starts moving his mouth. And he said this, you know what, man? You're a one-handed fighter. You don't have the fundamentals at all. If Joe Goosen was such a great trainer, you know what? Then fix his fundamentals. This guy don't have no fundamentals at all. He's relying on a weak-ass hook. That's all. That's all he's relying on. No defense, no footwork, no head movement. He don't have nothing. Man, get this guy out of here. And boy, Ryan came up with the zinger. Ryan came up with an awesome zinger. He goes, you know what? He goes, you know what's funny about, and then once again, this is Ryan Garcia talking now at the press conference. He says, quote, you know what's funny about this guy? He talks about, I've got spies, I've got this. He ain't shit of a fighter, but he's doing everything he can to figure it out. It makes no sense. You can send all the Judases in my gym. It's not going to stop what's going to happen. It's so sad. This guy's delusional. I need a rehydration clause. I need 136. I need this. I need that. Why do you need everything for a non-complete fighter there, Tank? Man, you're delusional, bro. Stop lying to the people. You can even come watch me train tonight. But it's not going to stop what's going to happen. End quote. Guys, I loved it. I loved both guys going back and forth. I loved the banter. And I'm sorry, guys. This was one of the best. This was one of the best press conferences I've ever seen. I'm sorry, guys. Is it still choppy, guys? It sounds like an alien language. I'm so sorry about that, guys. I even have my hotspot on and everything. My apologies, guys. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. Thank you. But guys, make no mistake about this. This is a high-stakes poker match. Like, think about this, guys. Think about this. If we do see, and I don't think we're going to, but if we do see a dramatic knockout, right? If we do see a fighter, either Ryan or Tank, win by dramatic knockout, he is going to launch himself into another level of boxing attraction. He's going to become a superstar with all the eyes that are going to be on this event. That's how big this fight is. That's what's at stake. Want to welcome my brother John McSmith to the show. He says 136-pound catch weight, 1 pound above 135, 8 super okay. Sorry, you don't like facts. I don't know what that means. He says non-title catch weight fight ain't super. Jesus, Joe, you capping hard. Once again, brother, you sound like one of, with all due respect, John, you sound like one of these guys who, and now once again, let me just give you this disclaimer. I can't stand that there's a catch weight. I can't stand it. Guys, I've always hated catch weights. But once again, depending on the outcome, history doesn't remember catch weights. Like, guys, when anyone brings up Mayweather versus Canelo Alvarez, does anyone, and because of the way that fight played out, because of the brilliant, dominant performance of Floyd Mayweather Jr., does anyone even remember that it was at a 152-pound catch weight? Okay, John, once again, brother, I'm going to ask you this with all due respect, John, and I love you, man. You've always been a great supporter of War Week Radio, but I'm going to ask you this. Do you even listen to the damn show, brother? Because what we profess on this program predominantly is the business of boxing. It determines everything, brother. Like I can guarantee you this. Okay? Look at Devin Haney. He's got all 5 major belts at lightweight. And he had to beat one fighter to do it. Right? He's got all 5 belts. And I guarantee you, he is looking over at this event envious. Envious. And he's like, man, this isn't even for a title. This isn't even a divisional fight. It's 136 catchweight. Everyone is gravitating towards this event. No one is talking about Haney versus Lomachenko. I guarantee you, if he had a choice, if given the option, hey, you want to participate in this event with no titles, but all of this fanfare, all of this money in this spotlight, you can be in this event, but you would have to throw away all your titles in the trash. Guess what? Devin Haney would clearly throw away all of his titles like Riddick Bowe. Do you not understand that? Every fighter, they dream of this stage. They dream of this kind of fight. Brother, I hate to tell you this, but this kind of event, and to reach that kind of level of attraction, that kind of financial clout, boy, it's a lot more rare than just getting undisputed in any division. Do you not understand that? John, do you understand now what's at stake here? Because the winner, boy, he gets the brass ring. Something that Devin Haney still aspires to achieve. Do you understand now? I hope so. Because then what the hell have you been listening to on this channel? We profess always the business of boxing and the importance of it. Because I hate to say this, you're beginning to sound like one of these guys. One of these guys that responded to one of my posts. Oh, man, Tank and Ryan fans, man, they really want this fight to mean something. But to real fans of the sport of boxing, this fight don't mean shit. Like I said, do you really need Mauricio Suleiman to tell you which fights are important? Do you really need to consult their rankings? Do you really need him to take you by the hand and say, okay, we couldn't tax this fighter our 3%, so don't pay attention to this fight. But see this fight over here between these guys? We were able to tax both of these guys 3%, so pay attention to this one. It's for our major title. Do you really need Mauricio Suleiman or Gilberto Mendoza or Daryl Peoples of the IBF or Paco Varicel? Do you need any one of those 4 guys to tell you which fights are important, who the best fighters in any one division are? Do you need any of those guys to take you by the hand and say, don't pay attention to this fight? Our title isn't up for grabs, but pay attention to this one. We get to tax the shit out of these foolish fighters. Okay. Once again, you don't get it. You get the wrong idea. I get it, okay? Titles, belts, and weight limits don't matter. Only money. I get it. Okay, dude. Okay, once again, at 35, right? He says, 36 ain't a division, though. It's made up horse shit. I tell you what, 40, 50 years ago, how old is that division? How far do you want to go back in history, brother? There was no such thing as a junior welterweight division before the 60s. In fact, please disclose who is your favorite, who do you think is the greatest 140-pound fighter of all time? And look at what era they fought. Guys, it's a relatively new division, right? Like I said, history. Now think about this, and this is going to be my final point, John. Does history remember catchweights? Does history remembers what titles are at stake with some of these? Let me ask you something, brother. Let me ask you something. Do you remember what title was up for stake, up for grabs with Sugar Shane Mosley and Oscar De La Hoya, their first fight? Once again, you've got the biggest star of boxing taking on the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in boxing, right? You say, I know my history. Okay, boss? Okay, well then tell me, what belt was up for grabs if it's so fucking important? Because I'm telling you right now, if you know your history, you understand that history remembers the matchups. They don't remember the titles, brother. They don't remember the catchweights. They don't remember any of this shit except that fighter A fought fighter B. Now you want to tell me what's important. Let's go back to Glenn Johnson versus Antonio Tarver, right? Both guys, once again, they had both beaten Roy Jones Jr. and they had all 4 belts at the 175-pound weight division the first time they fought. And once again, it looked like that fight wasn't going to happen because of the mandatory challengers, right? So guess what? Both fighters did, because HBO wanted to pay them a lot of money for that matchup. What did they do? They dumped all of those belts in the trash, and they competed for the coveted IBO. Why did they do that, John? Is it because belts matter? They mean so much? Fuck no. When you get to this level and you've already become champion, well, you strive for something much more scarce. And that's becoming a major ticket selling attraction in this business. Got it? So guys, I'm sorry, but if you still, after my diatribe, if you still don't understand the stakes of this event on Saturday, then please go to another fucking channel. Go to another channel then. Because then obviously you're not listening to me. Guys, I'm sorry if you're not amped to the gills, if you're not excited about this fight. Check your pulse. Check your pulse. Check yourself, period. Check yourself, period. Because look. If you truly love this pastime, if this is truly your beloved boxing, how can you not relish this moment in seeing your favorite pastime on center stage within the sporting community for the first time in a great long time in America? Okay, here it is. Joe, tell me why this fight isn't at 135 pounds. Because Ryan was foolish enough to accept those terms. He really wanted this fight. That was honestly, I was surprised because from what I understood, John, and once again, I love you here on the show, man. If the information that I was given, right, from both sides, from what I was told, it was supposed to be at 138. That's the way I first advertised it. And then I found out, boy, it was a 136 catch weight. And I was like, well, why? Because we offered, see how low we could bring him. And he accepted it. He didn't even put up a fight. He didn't even try to renegotiate. He just accepted it. Now, if you're Tank Davis, can you blame him? If Ryan has that much belief in himself and he's willing to melt down to 36, do you blame him? Can you blame him? Once again, Canelo, do you remember? And once again, I'm going to bring up Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Canelo Alvarez at 152. Like, Floyd Mayweather never said, hey, you need to fight at 152. Canelo, he said, I need this fight. I'm going to kick your ass, and I can do it. I'll kick your ass even at 152. And Floyd was like, well, wait a minute. You're saying you'd be willing to go down to 152 if we fight? Said, yeah. Ain't but a thing. I'll kick your ass at 52. Floyd goes, okay, no problem. We didn't ask you to do it, but we'll take it. Yeah. Guys, look, if you're the A side, you've got the leverage. Tank Davis here was the A side. This is his 6th stint on Showtime pay-per-view. Is he the biggest pay-per-view star in North America? Hell no. After this, if he wins by knockout, well, we'll see. He may be. Guys, that's what's at stake. Something much more scarce than a damn title. And that's superstardom in this fringe sport in America. Once again, guys, if you're a real boxing fan, celebrate this moment. Celebrate this moment. Guys, it's very rare that you see an event of this stature, of this size, with this much media attention in America between two Americans. Guys, this is a great event. This is a great undertaking. And guess what? More than likely, it's going to be the biggest fight of 2023. And guess what, guys? We are going to get Spence versus Crawford. It's a done deal, guys. I can't tell you told me this, but it's a done deal. It's done. Steven Espinosa is being very modest. Oh, well, it's mostly finished and blah, blah. No, it's a done deal, guys. No, they're probably not going to announce it this weekend, but it wouldn't shock me if they did. But it will be announced very soon. Spence Crawford's a done deal, but guess what? Because of the mainstream appeal of both Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, guess what? That's going to be a bigger fight. It's going to be a bigger fight. Guys, I want to give a huge thank you to my brother laying a $5 super sticker on me, brother. Thank you, Danny. God bless you, my friend. I really appreciate that, man. And John, thank you, man, for being such a good sport, brother. I really appreciate it. I'm just trying to get my point across. Said, let her rip, Joe. You want to hurt my feelings, okay, bro? Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. And once again, man, we're boxing fans, right? We're boxing fans. We're long-suffering boxing fans. So are you saying what? A couple words are going to hurt our feelings? No. Boy, we're much more resilient than that. Thank you for always hanging with me, John. I really appreciate it, brother. God bless you, man. And John also says, thank you, Mr. Danny Ramos, for dropping the super chat. Yes, sir. I'm going to keep this up the entire program. Thank you very much. So Larry, my brother Larry, I really appreciate you hanging with me, my friend. He says, my problem isn't the catch weight. However, the 10-pound hydration clause might get rough on Ryan, but it's still a very close fight. And once again, guys, Larry knows, and I'm going to disclose exactly why this is a very competitive fight. Once again, a lot of fans, they like to look at for good reason. They like to look at film study. But guys, once again, film study does not give you the whole picture. It gives you the most important and most easily measured variable, film study, but it's very difficult to measure the other variables, as in Ryan's size, his speed, his power, what impact that's going to have on Tank. Is he going to be willing to let his hands go? Is he going to be willing to take the lead? Because I tell you what, he's going to have to cut off that reaction time and close the distance. He is the much shorter man in this equation. Guys, that's what makes this fight so intriguing. And in my opinion, the catchweight with the hydration clause, it's still going to be a very competitive fight. And I think the odds reflect accurately. Boy, we really don't know what's going to happen. If you're completely honest with yourself, how's Tank going to actually take Ryan's brand of power and vice versa? Anyone who saw the Luke Campbell fight, they understand that, well, Ryan doesn't have the greatest set of whiskers in the world. Tank is not the only, like Ryan Garcia is not the only fighter in this equation who's going to be in the ring on Saturday with one-punch knockout power. Brother, Tank is a beast. Oh, my gosh, and he's got the full arsenal. He doesn't just depend on a left hook. Boy, he's got it all. The right hook, right uppercut, straight left, left hook, overhand left. He's got it all, guys. And he's got much better footwork. But, boy, he looked like, but look, pardon my French here, but he looked like a fucking midget next to Ryan today at the final press conference now, didn't he? And guys, keep in mind, he's a counterpuncher by trade. He doesn't like cutting off the ring and closing the distance, fighting behind the high guard. But he's going to have to do that against a tall, rangy fighter like Ryan with quick reflexes and great power. Guys, this is going to be a great fight. Now, once again, it might not play out that way, but it's a great event. And you know what? I'll tell you this, Larry. I'm going to bust you, brother. And he says, I'm buying it on DAZN. Brother, would you like to disclose exactly why you're buying it on DAZN? Would you like to disclose that at this time? Because I'll do it. Look, if you're a great fan like Larry and subscribe to everything, ESPN Plus, DAZN, Showtime, if you subscribe to all of that and you financially support all platforms and all fights, well, then you're going to save yourself 20 bucks if you've already paid for that DAZN subscription. Guys, if you want to get the fight for only 65 bucks, go purchase it through the DAZN app if you're already a subscriber, right? I can guarantee you that's why Larry's purchasing it on DAZN. And you know what? My hat's off to you, brother. You're purchasing it, which is probably going to be better than most diehard fight fans. Guys, and if you must know, there's a reason why these promoters and networks are really competing and working hard for the casual and mainstream dollar over yours, because they've already given up on you, brother. They're like, shit. These diehard fans, man, they don't purchase shit anymore. Man, they don't even purchase streaming events. Like, they don't even subscribe to ESPN Plus anymore. They illegally stream everything. So, you know what? If you must know, that's why you're seeing this event. Okay? So, if you want to see fights that mean something to you, you're going to have to start financially supporting your beloved boxing, your favorite pastime. Peter also says this. It's a good undercard also, in my opinion. Welcome to the show, Peter. Love you, brother. Let's move on then, before we give our final predictions. Let's move on to the undercard, guys. Now, once again, I'm going to be, and once again, I'm going to do a show with G Funky tomorrow on, I think it's going to be on his channel, right? It's going to be tomorrow during and immediately following the weigh-in, right? So tomorrow at the weigh-in, not only are purses going to be the guaranteed purses or the suggested purse amounts going to be disclosed to the Nevada State Athletic Commission tomorrow at the weigh-in. Well, we're also going to see, and we're also going to hear who the appointed ref and the judges are. This is my suggesting. This is my guess, guys. My guess tomorrow is that the promoters, because it's going to be based on, how much proceeds are made from the pay-per-view. Okay, but judging by the gate, and it's been a very healthy gate, my guess is that the promoters are going to cite a very meager $3 million apiece in guaranteed funds, guaranteed purses, right? Something very meager like that. And one of the reasons, if you haven't already, and once again, we always explain the business of boxing. Have you ever wondered why promoters will lowball and give a very meager guaranteed purse amount to the Nevada State Athletic Commission? Because that's what determines how much you pay in taxes, right? It also determines how much, if there is a title on the line, it also determines how much a sanctioning organization taxes that fighter. So if there is a title on the line, which there isn't tomorrow, but if there is, well, the promoter usually likes to help the fighter out by giving a minimum guaranteed purse, right? So they don't have to spend all of their money, all of their earnings on taxes, as well as a sanctioning site fee or a sanctioning fee for the title opportunity. So what you're going to see more than likely is you're going to see a very meager $3 million apiece for either fighter, right? And also, if I had to guess, guys, I would guess Jack Reese is going to be the third man in the ring for the main event on Saturday night. I would also guess that it's going to be Steve Weisfeld, Tim Cheatham, and Glenn Feldman as your three kings at ringside. They've proven themselves over the last several years to be the most consistent and the most dependable, right? The most reliable to put in an accurate scorecard, right? And there it is. So, guys, let's look at the co-main event of the evening. And once again, my brother, Ronnie Shields, his fighter, Dave Morrell Jr. He's going to be taking on Yamaguchi Falciao. And yes, that's the proper pronunciation. And it's Portuguese. So you guys want to hear a lot of people murder his last name? Well, tune in tomorrow. Have you noticed that most people spell it Falc, and they put an Enya on top of the A and O? In Portuguese, that's pronounced Falciao, right? So it's going to be Dave Morrell Jr. versus Yamaguchi Falciao. And earlier at the press conference, Yamaguchi said, "Oh yeah, I'm not just a pretty face. I'm a former bronze medalist in the Olympics, and I've got skill, and I'm going to show up, and I'm going to knock him out because he's not prepared to face me. I'm a southpaw just like he is." Well, Dave Morrell Jr., let me just give you a prediction for this fight. Boy, he's going to hurt Yamaguchi Falciao. Dave Morrell Jr., you're going to see some new wrinkles because, once again, he's not used to fighting southpaws. And Dave Morrell Jr. is a converted southpaw. He's a naturally right-handed fighter. But because he came up with the Cuban amateur system, yeah, he's a converted southpaw. So he's ambidextrous. He's got power in both hands. He's got the best footwork in the division. He's arguably the most athletic fighter at 168. Yeah, you're going to see all of it on display tomorrow or Saturday in the co-main event. I'm sorry, Yamaguchi. Happy trails, brother. He's going to whoop your ass. Take it to the bank, guys. You want to see another ass whooping? Look in the co-main event. And once again, there was a huge upset last year when Gabe Rosado knocked out the bully, Bektemir Melikuziev, right? Is that going to happen again? How likely is that, guys? Guys, bet the house on Bektemir Melikuziev, bet the bully. Look, he still is going to showcase those same terrible habits, lunging in, just going aggressively, all balls, without any thought of anything coming back at him. And guess what? Gabe Rosado, he's not going to be able to do a damn thing about it. He can't pull the trigger anymore. He's a shot fighter. And we all saw that against Sugar Shane Mosley Jr. Let me tell you the reason why this fight's happening, guys, on this card. It was supposed to be William Zepeda in a showcase fight. But then they had to move William Zepeda over to DFW to headline April 29th, which was supposed to be Virgil Ortiz versus Amanda Staniones. But obviously that didn't happen because of Virgil Ortiz' ailment. So they had to move William Zepeda into the DFW area. And Golden Boy, well, for all intents and purposes, because of fat-ass Zurdo Ramirez coming in 12 pounds overweight in their fight, well, they still owed him a payday. This is why you're seeing Beck the Bully versus Gabe Rosado in your second fight of the evening. Now, I will say this, guys, as long as it lasts, boy, it's going to be really entertaining. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. When have you ever seen either man in a dull scrap? Guys, just going to see a lot of action in this fight. But in my opinion, it doesn't go past 6. Bet the house on Beck. Right? And this is a fight that I really like. Kevin Salgado, man, he's a tough hombre. This is a tough kid who can take a good shot. But you're going to start to see this separation after the first 4 or 5 rounds. Expect Elijah Garcia to come up big in the mid to late rounds in this one. But it's going to be all action, and it's going to be a great fight as long as it lasts. Guys, in the prelim on YouTube, guys, check out Vito Menaki Jr. versus Jose Charles. Should be a very, very competitive, entertaining scrap. Also, check out Fyodor Zerkasian versus Elias Espadas. That's going to be a great fight. Tune in and circle that one. Also, Coach Ronnie's fighter, Floyd Scoville Jr., undefeated, going to be taking on Jesus Valentin Leon, hard pressure fighter from Mexico. And also the return of the tall, rangy, heavyweight Tristan Kalkruth. This guy's special. Circle him. Check this out. Check out his fights. It's going to be a very, very entertaining card, guys. I have no idea what everyone is crying about. Now, my brother MFB has the beat. Yes, welcome to the show, sir. He says, honestly, I'm looking forward to this and the Lomachenko-Haney fight more than the Errol Spence and Crawford. I don't know about that, but I will say this. I'm really looking forward to all 3, and I'm really looking forward to enjoying 2023. Guys, let's just face it. So far, it's been awesome, and it's going to get even better. Guys, it's going to be announced this weekend or next week. Tyson Fury versus Andy Ruiz Jr. Put it in the bank. It's going to be announced. Do you hear Tyson Fury's Twitter? Oh, I've got some big news. Yeah, it's going to be Andy Ruiz, dude. Take it to the bank. According to your brother, according to my brother Sugar Hill, that's the fight, right? That's the fight. Also want to give a big shout out to my brother Dre Finest. Thank you so much for being here, brother, and thank you for the super chat. He says, what a great fight and card. Looking forward to seeing Ronnie Shields fighters. Brother, I'm blessed to have found this awesome channel. Stay up, Joe. You dig? Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it, my friend. And if you haven't noticed already, yeah, I get a little passionate about this business. I've been in this business for almost 20 years, and I'm very blessed to know all of the great people, all of my brothers, my dear friends in this business, in this brutal, often unfair, ass-beating business. And yeah, and I feel very blessed. And once again, the reason for this program, the reason for this channel is not only to, well, just share the good word with you guys, but also to help you guys have a greater understanding of the business of boxing, as well as giving you expert opinion and strategy from two of the best strategists in boxing. Two guys who have been in this business for 5 decades. My brother Ronnie Shields and my brother James Gogi. Both are the two most underrated and smartest minds in the sport. Guys, once again, and I feel very blessed to be able to share the air with them. And it's always a real treat. Like clockwork, we can always depend on hearing from them every single week. And that is for absolutely nothing but just coming on and listening. And so we are here for you. Thank you once again for subscribing and supporting Dre, War Week Radio, brother. We really appreciate it, my friend. Oh, my brother in Vegas. Boxing Source, JR for the Boxing Source, my brother James. He's in Vegas right now, staying at the MGM Grand. He was there at the press conference today. You know, brother, I'm going to have to do a special show with you if you have time and aren't wearing yourself thin in that rat race, because I guarantee you, he can tell you firsthand what a special event this has become. He's right there in the thick of it, trying to throw elbows. He's looking like Tim Duncan on the paint, trying to get position, trying to get his camera in position to cover and ask questions to some of these guys. Dude, it's a rat race, and my hat's off to you, brother, for wanting to put yourself and subject yourself to that kind of torture. But he can say this, and I can't. He is a part of this event. James from the Boxing Source. Dude, you are a credit to the boxing business. And my hat's off to you, brother. Much respect. And he goes, couldn't catch up to Coach Ronnie today, but hopefully will tomorrow. Hey, brother, as soon as this show's finished, I'm going to call you, and I will set you something up one-on-one, okay? Just tell me where you're going to be, what your schedule is, and I will get Ronnie and Dave Morrell, as well as Floyd Schofield, to give you exclusives. You deserve it. You work as hard as anyone in this business, and that's the least I should do. So, yeah, I'll call you tonight after the show, and we'll set something up for tomorrow at the weigh-in, okay? You and both of his fighters, all right? You're a good man, James. Thank you for fighting the good fight, my friend. Love you, brother. And Peter's got the beat. He says, I really like Floyd Schofield. What's not to like? This guy is spectacular. He still has a ways to go. A lot like Ryan Garcia, he still needs to tighten some screws and work on some fundamentals. But goodness gracious, the speed, athleticism, power of this kid. He's special. Guys, what is he, only 20 years old? He's only 20. He's not even old enough to drink right now. Yeah, Ronnie's got a very special group of fighters in his stable at this time, guys. It's beautiful. Peter goes this. Oh, well, hey, hold on. Want to give a shout out to my brother Pounds Boxeo. Welcome to the show, sir. Well, wasn't it Pulev who's going to be fighting Fury? Hell no, dude. It's Andy Ruiz, man. Once again, according to my brother Sugar, that's who it is. Don't be shocked if you hear that announcement next week or sometime soon. It's Andy Ruiz, guys. And Peter says, Fury and Ruiz should have been Fury and Zhili Zhang in Beijing. Hell yes, brother. But come on, dude. Come on. Do you really think? I mean, no, keep in mind, Andy Ruiz, former champion. Move, fast hands, good power, excellent chin. He's a tough day at the office for any heavyweight. Why do you think he's had trouble trying to get that fight? Because they want too much money to face Andrew Ruiz. Guys, that's the simple truth behind the business. That's why Wilder didn't want that fight. He's like, well, wait a minute. Hold on. You want me to take this amount to fight that guy? Oh, hell no, man. I'll try my luck in Saudi. That's why you saw that. Okay? But I will say this, though. With he's got a sizable advantage, right? Height, reach, experience. He's a chameleon in the ring, Tyson Fury. Let's just put it this way. Against everyone, including Alexander Usyk, more than likely, Tyson Fury is going to be the betting favorite, right? But I will say this, though. Why on earth would anyone want to fight Zhilei Zhang if they don't have to? Now, once again, think about this. Looking at his hand speed, looking at his power, his extensive amateur background. Now, keep in mind, silver medalist in the Olympics. When you look at that experience, and coupled with the fact that he's not a big ticket seller, not a big ratings draw, even if he does have the current WBO interim title, that guy is considered by everyone to be too much risk for the reward. Why would you want to fight the big Chinese puncher if you don't have to? But, hey, pick your poison. Neither fight is easy. Andy Ruiz is very good at working his way inside if he comes in shape. And he has comparable hand speed and power to Zhilei Zhang. They're both beasts. Guys, all I can say is, thank God Tyson Fury's fighting somebody who is deserving, right? Like, just face it, guys. Andrew Ruiz is a top 10 guy. You could argue he's a top 5 guy with a big victory over Anthony Joshua. Who else has he lost to? And there you have it. But I tell you what, I don't know anyone who wants to step in the ring at this time with Zhilei Zhang. That is a dangerous guy. Dangerous. And you can argue for 3 or 4 rounds, he's arguably the most dangerous heavyweight in boxing. You know what I'd love to see, guys? Wouldn't you love to see the 2 elder statesmen, the old men at heavyweight, get it on? Guys blessed with shocking hand speed, great counter punchers, great power, heavy hands. How'd you like to see Luis Ortiz versus Zhilei Zhang? For the elder statesman belt. Yeah, I agree, Jay. But yeah, Fury versus Zhang. Guys, I'm sorry, but after seeing Zhang perform surgery on Joe Joyce's face, anyone in the top 15. In fact, I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch of Ronnie Shields' fighter, Filip Ergovich. I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch of that. And yes, James, I'll give you a call as soon as the show is finished, okay? Let's set that up for you, my friend. Let's get you some exclusives. But wait a minute. It's already 100 or an hour and 25 minutes in. Have I forgotten anything, guys? Oh, that's right. I was going to go over the corruption, guys, wasn't I? Did you guys hear the news? That Alberto Puello tested positive for a banned substance. And yes, this is a performance-enhancing drug, right? Clomiphene. Is it clomiphene? I think it's clomiphene, right? Let me look this up real quick, guys. Hold on, brother. I'm pulling the article up right now. Yes, Alberto Puello tests positive for clomiphene, right? And once again, Now, once again, we saw Conor Benn test positive for the same thing. Oh, wait. Hold on. Before we move forward, right? Last one. Oh, he says, I miss getting a chat with Coach Bullet about it. Well, I tell you what, brother. I'll give Coach Bullet a call as well, my friend. Okay? See if we can set that up for you as well. Coach Bullet's a great guy. And yeah, he's got a lot to say about Rolly facing Ismael Barroso. 40-year-old Ismael Barroso, right? From Venezuela. You guys, you'll never believe this. Once again, he's ranked number 60 worldwide, right? Of course, he's obviously ranked higher, and I'll explain why. Once again, guys, we're here to expose corruption, expose all of the bullshit. And James, I'm going to give you an exclusive, my friend. I can't disclose my source, but I'm going to give you a juicy one, brother. Get ready for this one. Alberto Puello, once again, he tests positive for clomiphene. So now, Gilberto Mendoza, in his infinite wisdom, has inserted Ismael Barroso. 40-year-old Venezuelan fighter Ismael Barroso, who hasn't competed in a 12-round fight since 2019. Guys, you wonder why Gilberto Mendoza has these Venezuelan fighters or Colombian fighters, South American guys, all getting either favorable decisions or getting these big assignments when they're not big ticket sellers, not highly ranked, why they're actually getting these assignments and highly ranked in the WBA. Guys, Gilberto Mendoza indirectly manages this fighter. Now, you ask yourself, James, I want to see a story on this. James, does Gilberto Mendoza, the president of WBA, a major sanctioning organization, in fact, the oldest, historically, the oldest sanctioning organization in existence. It was the very first in boxing. Does any president of that organization need to be managing fighters? That's a conflict of interest there, isn't it? There's your story, brother. He's indirectly managing Ismael Barroso. I cannot tell you how I know, but I know. Why do you think Maestre, why do you think Gabriel Maestre got that bogus decision? Why do you think he got that bogus decision against Michael Fox? Where's he from? Venezuela. He's in the Olympics. Guess who manages him? Gilberto Mendoza. So you heard it here first, gang. And once again, listen to this. Uh-oh, this might be worse than the Maestre situation. Yeah, brother, come on. You're ranked number 60 in the world. You're 40 years old. You haven't competed. You haven't competed in a 12-round fight since 2019, and you're getting a title shot? Come on, guys. Come on. Okay, Dre has a very serious question. Clomiphene, what kind of PED is that? And what role does it play to the human body? I'm glad you asked, my man. Clomiphene is actually a male fertility drug that increases testosterone. Okay? So from what I've heard through the grapevine, okay, and I don't know if this is true. I haven't confirmed this yet, but James, you can do it. You're in Vegas. And I've heard it through the grapevine that they're going to pull a Conor Benn, not blame it on eggs, but they're going to blame it on Alberto Puello. Oh, he's got a young wife, and he's currently trying to have kids. Verify it, James. You're right there, brother. I guarantee you that's probably what Rolly's coach, right, was going to tell you. I guarantee you that's probably what he was going to talk about, what kind of bullshit that is, right? That's what Coach Bullet was going to tell you, right? So anyway, from what I'm hearing is that Alberto Puello is going to make a huge 240 dossier, 240-page dossier. And he's going to talk about, oh, well, see, I've been trying to have a kid and we've been having a hard time. And so I've been taking clomiphene for that. But it has nothing to do with increasing my testosterone in the ring or giving me an unfair advantage over my opponent. I would never do that. Guys, come on, have a heart. We've been really trying to have a son. That's what you're going to hear. Now, once again, guys, you heard it here first. Don't be shocked when you hear this shit. Once again, guys, we're very happy to give you the dirt, to give you the skinny. We're really happy. We love doing this for you guys. Once again, I'm 20 years in the business. James Gogi, 40-plus years in the business, 5 decades. Ronnie Shields, 40-plus years, 5 decades in the business. We are here for you. So now you guys know. This whole situation stinks. And once again, this is for a title at 140. Now, once again, guys, all of you guys, all of you real fight fans who are stinking on this fight because it's a catchweight, 136, whatever. Okay, guys, well, if you want to see a title fight, if it means more to have a trinket around your waist, look no more than Rolly Romero versus Ismael Barroso. There's your fight, guys. That's for a major world title. Do you understand now? Oh, I'm breaking up again. Holy shit. Hold on. Am I still breaking up, Peter? Please let me know, brother. Please let me know, guys. Sorry, am I... Please let me know, guys. Am I coming in loudly and clearly, or am I still breaking up? Do I need to reset my hotspot? Do I sound okay, guys? I hope so. So anyway, says sound is muffled a bit. Let me go ahead and reset it then, guys. So I still have some things to say. Okay, hold on. Still have some things to say. So let me just make some adjustments real quick. Okay, guys? This is going to take adjustment. Give me a second, guys. Hold on. Is it staticky or is it the internet? Is it muffled? Because I'll switch mics too. I've got a couple different mics here. Hold on, guys. We're going to switch mics also to a lesser mic. Does this sound more clear? I usually don't use this mic. This is my backup. It doesn't give me that big round ring announcer sound or singer mic. But is this better? Is this better? Does this sound better, guys? Please let me know. Okay, very good. Thank you, guys. How long have I been sounding like a transformer? Don't tell me it's been for over 30 minutes, guys. Because I've just been going off, man. Oh, goodness. I should have started my show with this configuration. Chingao. But, guys, so what did we cover? The final press conference? We covered the, for 2 minutes. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. He says 2 minutes. Okay, that's not too bad. So we're good now, guys. We're good. But, damn, I do want to catch, well, I can listen on replay, guys. After we're finished, please go check out G Funky, his interview with Joel De La Hoya, Oscar's brother, talking about this big event. Once again, though, man, I get a kick out of listening to Don't you get it? Like, before the fighters were introduced, right, in the main event, Leonard Ellerbe comes up and talks, or Oscar De La Hoya comes up and talks. Says he's introduced first. He's the B-side promoter, right? Even though, guys, if you must know, both fighters, this is a 50-50 split for both guys. So you can feel bad about the catch weight, but there's a reason why he agreed to do it, right? Because they negotiated for him, even though he's considered the B-side, a 50-50 split. James, there's another skinny for you, brother. Go find out and verify that. But I'm telling you, from what I've been told, Ryan is making just as much as Tank in this fight. There had to be some trade-off, right? If he's giving everything and getting that rehydration clause as well as a 136-pound catch weight, they're both making 50-50, right? There you have it. So, oh, brother, and I want to welcome my brother Big Luke to the show. All 5K, 5 large, 5 grand, however you, 5 clams, however you want to word that, brother. And once again, no, I'm not putting it on this fight, all 5K. You got to be kidding me. I still want to remain in the black, my friend. Now, guys, keep in mind, this is one of the reasons why I'm keeping this backdrop all weekend. I'm here to bang everything. Yes, in homage to the great Chinese puncher, Zhilei Zhang. Boy, he made me some long green this last Saturday. Woo! So there it is, guys. And once again, Big Luke has the beat. But he bangs everything. Well, I tell you what, he's going to be searching for another opponent, because I guarantee you, no one is going to want to get in the ring with him anytime soon after that showing. Keep in mind, Joe Joyce was considered by everyone to easily be the most durable heavyweight on the earth. Well, he got knocked out by Zhilei Zhang. And once again, guys, that's why I urge everyone to invest in this event. Okay? If you don't want to pay the full $85, host a fight party. And once again, I urge this all the time. I encourage this all the time. Invite a lot of your mainstream and casual friends. Show off how much you know. You guys are the greatest ambassadors this sport has. Brag, boast on all of your great knowledge. Right? They're going to be dazzled. They're going to say, holy shit, I had no idea you knew this much. You're an expert. You're going to say, yes, I am. You've got an expert commentator right here next to you on the couch. Now, all you have to do is just fork over $30 or $40 and split this event with me. Guys, have a party. Have a party, guys. Have fun with this. This is a great event. All the media is going to be there. All of the entire sporting world is going to be dialed in on this. And I tell you what, after that fiery press conference, boy, it just cranked this event to first class. Guys, for the first time in a very long time, mainstream and casuals are invested in the outcome. And guys, it's our beloved pastime. How often do you see boxing on center stage in America? You don't. So guys, that's why I'm amped to the gills for this. And yeah, I can't wait. But guys, it's getting late. I hope all of you guys enjoy this weekend's festivities. I'm going to do a live show during the fight, okay? I'm going to be doing a live show, not only during the prelims, in the YouTube portion of the prelims, as well as the pay-per-view portion leading up to the main event. I plan to be on here for 5 or 6 hours, guys. I want to be able to cover all of my brother Ronnie's fighters, and I want to be able to be here for you guys for the main event. So yes, please join me on Saturday night, guys, if you can. But I tell you what would be better, if you guys can't join me, if you guys tell me, hey, I can't make it, Joseph, because I'm hosting a fight party with all of my casual and mainstream friends, and I'm going to take them to school. I'm going to teach them everything I know, what to look for, what not to look for, what's important, what's not important about these matchups. Guys, go take these guys to school. Show them what's to like and why we love our beloved boxing. Guys, you guys, and I say this all the time, you guys are the most important ambassadors that this sport has. That's the way you make new fans. So go get them, guys. And once again, if you don't throw a party and you want to watch with some like-minded friends, I'll be here for you guys. I'm going to be on live for 6 hours on Saturday. I'll be here for you guys. But until then, don't forget, I'm going to be on G Funky channel tomorrow during the weigh-in. We're going to be discussing purses. We are going to, I'm sorry, what? What is this? Luke? Any credibility to that video of Fury getting KTFO'd in sparring? Wait a minute, a heavyweight gets knocked out in sparring? Well, that never happens, dude. Luke, that happens all the time. I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen anything like that, but I will say this. Brother, it happens a lot more often than you realize. Happens a lot more often. Like, I will say this. Do you remember a long time ago when Shannon Briggs had to reschedule his fight with, I don't remember who it was it? Oh, gosh, I don't remember. It was Sergey Liakovich, I think. Don King's fighter, right? Friend of mine sparred him, sparring partner, knocked his ass out in sparring. And it was in New York when they were sparring. So they had to report it. They had to postpone it for 3 months. And that's the real reason why. Shannon Briggs got knocked out in sparring. Guys, this happens all the time. So whenever you hear of a heavyweight fight getting postponed, more than likely that's why, guys. It happens more often than you think. And there it is, guys. They're heavyweights. So I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen any video, but is there any credibility to it? Probably more than you realize. I tell you what, Dre has the beat. Ryan's confidence helped make this fight huge. Yes, and you know what? He's saying all the right things. And let me tell you, another angle that mainstream America, they absolutely love it. And it almost takes me back to when Holyfield Tyson fought the first time. What was that, 1996? Do you remember when Tyson got out of jail and he was preparing for this fight and he just came back and once again, to each his own. We don't have any prejudices at all of any kind. We just love the fights. But just historically remembering, well, Tyson became a very devout Muslim at the time, right? Holyfield, obviously he's a devout Christian. That underlying dramatic storyline really motivated a lot of fans to invest in it, ones that ordinarily weren't into boxing. I can tell you this. That's probably the case with Ryan as well as versus Tank. Ryan, because he's such a devout Christian and has been very clear in stating this every time a mic gets in his face, saying, you know what? I'm here to humble that man. This is already preordained. This is destiny. He can't do a damn thing about what's destined to happen. I walk with the Lord. I don't walk in fear. This boy, now, once again, he's very clear, and this is after the press conference. He says he's not living correctly. You know what? The Lord allows bad things to happen in our lives because the greater good always prevails. And if it means to correct how he's been living, then yes. And guess what that bad thing is going to be? Me putting him flat on his back, knocking him out. I guarantee you, a lot of Christian sports fans are gravitating towards that angle. Is it right? I don't care. As long as it results in more people's eyeballs being on this fight. So there it is, guys. A lot of dramatic storylines, and we're going to cover all of them. And we're going to continue this conversation tomorrow, but hold on. Just uploaded a video of Henry Garcia talking about his son being confident in Saturday's fight. Once again, he walks with the Lord. In their mind, they can't lose, right? So, hey, guys, that's going to just about do it. We've been on for almost 2 hours. And boy, am I parched. And I will say this. I will say this, guys. Sly. Hey, brother, better late than never. Welcome to the show. He says, who am I betting on, Joe? Help me. We are here for you, my friend. I'm going to go over my betting strategy one final time, brother. Okay? Just for you. Now, according to the BetMGM book, now once again, guys, depending on what book you prefer, the odds are going to vary slightly because, once again, the bettors, the wagers, the fans determine how the lines move, depending on the money that's placed. And I can tell you, compared to the initial line when this fight was first announced, it's tightened dramatically. That tells me that there's a lot of money being placed on Ryan Garcia. So I'll tell you the bets that I like, my friend. Now, once again, I do have to offer you this disclaimer, Sly. And there's a saying in Vegas, if you sweat it, don't bet it. That means if you can't afford to lose this money, then don't even think about betting. But if you've got money to burn and money to play with, well, here you go. So I really like, once again, I'm consulting, and this is my bet book of choice, BetMGM. I like the Gervonta Davis group bet, round group bet of a straight up TKO or knockout between rounds 9 through 12. That's yielding odds of plus 600. That's amazing when you consider that he's the betting favorite right now, sitting at a minus 250. So, hey, here it is. Circle this, brother. Once again, look at the round group betting column. Got to search for it. I like the round group bet 9 through 12. Gervonta Davis by way of TKO or knockout. And it yields a plus 600. If you bet 1,000, you win $6,000. If you bet 100, you win $600. If you bet 10, you win 60, brother. I like that hedge by a straight up Ryan Garcia victory at plus 220. One of the reasons why, and I explained this earlier, Gervonta Davis is a very defensively responsible fighter that has a slow engine. He doesn't get started immediately. He's not a quick starter. A lot like Terrence Crawford. He likes to download the data. Now, couple that with the blazing hand speed and power of Ryan Garcia, it's going to take him some time for his eyes to get adjusted to the speed and movement of Ryan Garcia. Guys, he's not going to get started until the middle rounds. Like, don't be shocked if he doesn't get started until round 5, 6, or 7. Okay? So that means Ryan Garcia is going to put a lot of rounds in the bank in the first half of the fight, in my opinion. Don't be shocked if Ryan walks away with the decision victory, either split or unanimous, and that yields a plus 220. And my favorite bet of the night, guys, most of the time when you see a draw in a fight of this nature, most of the time the odds are a plus 2,200 or plus 2,500. Not here, guys. The handicapper smells something brewing. That, oh my gosh, when you consider that both fighters are counterpunchers by trade, they're respectful of either fighter's power. They're not going to want to get off first. They're going to be very hesitant, very gun shy. Guys, don't be shocked if you see a lot of slow moments in this fight. Guys, don't be shocked if you see this fight end in a split or a majority draw. I love this bet. Plus 1,600. Plus 1,600, guys. That means if you bet $1,000, guys, if you bet $1,000 on a draw, you walk home with $16,000. If you want to bet 100 on the draw, you take home $1,600. If you even just bet $10, shit, you take home 160 rock. That's my sexy bet of the weekend. So guys, once again, we are here for you. So guys, I hope that helps, Sly. And once again, brother, thank you for, you know what, brother? You've actually given us a super chat in all 3 shows this week. Thank you. Well, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, all 3 shows this week. Thank you, my friend, for being here for War Week Radio. As a result, we're here for you. And once again, guys, I'll look around for some more sexy bets. But as of right now, those are the 3 that I... No, let me rephrase that. Those are the 3 that I absolutely love. Okay? So, once again, disclaimer, if you sweat it, don't bet it. But if you have money to play with, those are the ones that I like. And there it is, guys. That's going to end this show. But we want to thank Sly Tendencies. Thank you, brother. Thank you for being here for us. As a result, we're here for you. And once again, guys, we want to thank everyone for tuning in. Want to thank my brother, Dre Finest. Thank you, brother, for finding this channel. We're very fortunate to have you on board. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Also want to thank... let me see if I can find... Oh, yes. Also want to thank Mr. Danny Ramos for the super sticker. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it, my brother. God bless all of you guys. And once again, we will see you tomorrow, guys. But yeah, don't forget, I'm going to be on G Funky's channel during the weigh-in and after the weigh-in. We're going to be analyzing everything. We're going to be disclosing purse amounts. We're going to be disclosing who the referee, who the judges are going to be, and what consequence that's going to have. But guys, on behalf of everyone here at War Week Radio, including my brother Ronnie Shields and James Gogi, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to War Week Radio. God bless all of you and have a wonderful evening, everybody.